Today we're comparing the impact driver versus the drill. Both of these power tools look similar, but in reality they have different uses. Both tools provide rotational speed and torque. However, there are differences between them. So today we're going over what are the differences between these two and when it's best to use one over the other. Is it best to get one over the other? Should you get both? Which one should you get? Let's find out. First thing you'll notice is the size difference between them. The drill is longer than the impact driver, which for some can make it a little more uncomfortable and challenging to work with. The reason for that is because on the drill, you get the jaw chuck that holds your bits. The jaw chuck is adjustable and can hold different bit sizes, which usually can range anywhere from 1/16 to ½ bits. Whereas the impact driver doesn't have an adjustable jaw chuck. It is more compact and lightweight and uses a quick change clamp to hold bits with a hexagonal shank, but that is not adjustable and can only hold one size. In this case, it is a 1/4" hex bit. Moving on from sizes, let's now look at other features. The drill has a clutch mechanism to control the resistance and force, also known as torque, being put on the fastener, which controls how deep the screw will go. So for example, if you have it on the lowest level, which is 1, this will prevent the screw from going in too deep, as it will limit the amount of torque being put on the fastener. And if you go to the highest level, which in this drill is level 23, this will force the screw to go in deeper by applying higher torque. The next level after the 23 is the drill mode, which is used to drill holes. The drill mode just ensures to be at the highest speed with the greatest strength in order to drill holes properly. The drill also includes 2 gears. Gear 1 is to drive slower, but this applies more torque. Gear 2 is the fast mode, but will drive with less torque. So I, for example, use gear 1 when I'm drilling and fastening screws on metal, and I'll use gear 2 when working with drywall or wood. The impact, on the other hand, does not have a clutch mechanism or gears at all. The only way to control the speed is with the variable speed trigger, which is a feature that the drill has as well. So with the impact driver, you have the ability to control the speed with your trigger, but not the torque. So at this point, some of you are probably thinking, well, does that mean that the drill is the best choice from both because it has more features? The answer is not necessarily. I usually see DIYers like myself lean more towards drills. You are able to drill, you are able to drive in fasteners, whereas with the impact is more for driving in only. But there is a reason for that. You see, the impact driver spins, but it senses resistance. When resistance increases, it activates the impact. The impact driver gives you better engagement with the head of the fastener. This is because it allows the bit to insert properly into the head of the screw thanks to the pulsing force of the impact. This helps to prevent stripped heads. This makes the impact driver ideal to drive in multiple screws and even long screws and bolts. Just in general, any heavy duty driving. I use the impact driver to build the deck in my home. Another great benefit is that it's easier on your hands and wrists versus a drill. Drills, on the other hand, are a better option for light tasks, such as drilling holes in wood or drywall, like I mentioned. I find it more useful for fixtures, shelves, cabinets, installing handles, or doorknobs. That's because you're able to control not only the speed, but also the torque. Some things are sensitive to work with. So if you're not good at measuring the speed and torque, then the drill would be the best fit for starters. You can see here that the drill cannot drive in a screw all the way. That's because the drill's clutch is set at the lowest level, which is 1, which limits the torque. But once I change that to the highest level, which is 23 on mine, that screw goes in pretty deep. Even though it did a good job here, the drill sometimes will start to cam out the fastener head. That's because the screw stops turning, but the drill just wants to keep spinning, and if you don't have your bit properly inserted to your fastener head, then that's when it'll cam out the screw, and then you'll have a hard time driving it in or out. So depending on what you're going to be using it for, you can decide which one best fits your needs. But if it was up to me, I will get both because they both have different purposes. I heard someone else on a video say that drills are for drilling and impact drivers are for driving. And that makes sense because sometimes you want to pre-drill before you insert a screw. And the reason you want to pre-drill is to avoid camming out a fastener, but also to prevent splitting the wood. But again, it comes down to what type of work you'll be doing, light duty or heavy duty. If you've watched up to this part of the video and enjoyed the content, don't forget to like and subscribe to help out the channel. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.